Yeah. I wanted to ask you too about the agenda. For you, what you're moving toward, and sort of the year ahead, the next 2 years. And I know you mentioned some writing. You're doing some more writing at this
Yeah.
time. I also want to talk a little bit about like economic development,
Hmm.
and how you are sort of approaching that. Like you have your own law practice, which I assume is where maybe most of your, like, that's how you earn. And
That's
then,
how I take care of my family.
yeah,
My law practice and design company that my partners we started. Pixar.com is our design company. My law practice, and then the Brooklyn Combine has a nonprofit where we provide educational solutions and community solutions. But we also have a for-profit where we've invested in some things to help us uh, remain independent and stand on our own. Some of those things have been investments in the cannabis industry. Some of them have been us publishing books. Some of it has been us consulting with other for-profit companies. So we have a lot of pots on the stove. I think the ultimate goal is to be independent and self-determining, and to continue to try to reach out and build with other entities in the community so that we could become self-sustaining. From a nonprofit side, I think everyone is aware we would like at some point to have our own school. That's something that we're working towards. We would like to be a part of a movement and facilitate young people not leaving the community and working for these corporations who are only concerned about exploiting the community, but have the young people coming back to help the communities pulsate around them and around their elders. Remove that corporate veil, that corporate veil that's there because of politics and other things. Hopefully, be a part of an ideology to remove that, so that we can start building self-sustaining systems, growing food, manufacturing, green manufacturing, clean manufacturing. Have these educational programs and exchange programs where kids from Oakland are aware of the issues that kids from Brooklyn are dealing with, and vice versa. And they're coming out with solutions offline, online, and really just, there's a glue that's being applied to get us together and organize us. There is no organization in our community. There is an organization in America, period, particularly from a labor standpoint, but that's a whole nother conversation. But we're really just trying to learn from the past and what our elders have done, and hopefully being a part of something that's organic and successful in changing the narrative.
yeah, yeah. As I hear you explaining it, it reminds me of several different things, and I don't want to reduce it to one thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it reminds me of like the Garvey movement. It reminds me of the whole economic independence thing that I heard coming out of the Nation of Islam. It reminds me of Tulsa and Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like, from what you're talking about, like the combine is like it's non-religious, and
No,
it's
no religion, none.
political. I just want the
Nah,
political.
it's true. Like, listen, like it's like Malcolm said. Like, they
Um,
don't like you, they don't dislike you because you Muslim or you Christian or you atheist. They dislike you because you Black.
right.
So it's definitely not religious. We have had some, like, even during this pandemic, we did a partnership with a very powerful Christian church in Brooklyn, CCC, and Greedy Vegan, to provide elderly people with um, meals that can build their immune system. We're working on another thing now to provide groceries to those who are unable to do so financially and because of disabilities. Some of the churches are involved with that. There's still some radical thinking churches out there. I think in a period of my life where I was really resistant to religion, um, but I take it on for me personally, a case by case basis. But I agree. Like, you know, we need all hands on deck. The problems that we have as a community are complex and they're deep. And if we are still looking at them in this binary approach, I think we're going to miss our opportunity to change things.
Yeah. So it's also, it sounds like a lot of the partnerships are more like there's a transaction to help advance the community. So,
Yep.
we're not political, but we will work with people who are political to advance our agenda. We're not religious, but we'll work with religious institutions to
Absolutely.
advance
Absolutely.
our, and so, and it sounds like life's work, right? Like this is not like
There's no day where, for me personally, like there's no time to sit back and say, yo, look, guys, high fives. Let's give each other high fives and smack each other on the ass. We did a great job. There's no room, there's no place for that. That's not the goal. This work that we're doing, we realize that we're going to pass this earth, this realm. And while we were here, what seeds did we sow? What relationships did we build so that someone coming along can add on to do an even better, more efficient, progressive job? It's a thankless thing. We don't want no props. We're not looking for a PR person. No, we just got to put the work in. Our in our passing, you'll get to see what language we spoke to help change things. And that's my approach. And I think that's most of my partners' approach.
Right. And so for what you've launched and what you're trying to like move forward, how does that translate into the way that you're approaching sort of being a parent? Like I don't have kids, right? But if you have kids in the public school system, just because of how strong you believe in things, I'm assuming you're like, oh, you got to unlearn that. This is what you should.